Hi, my name is Pascale Gibon and I am delighted to welcome you to the Everyday Life Balance Show, the podcast for men and women who want to create more balance and harmony in their life on a mental, physical and spiritual level. Every Monday, you get access to insights, practical tools and strategies on well-being, personal development, life fulfillment and success from experts in their field and from me, the change catalyst. It is my mission to guide you to happiness and help you find greater joy, inner peace and balance. This is an invitation to you, the listener, to transform your life one step at a time. My guest today for episode 1 is Chris James, who is going to share with you 5 ways you can keep your mind and body in balance. But first, let me introduce you to Chris James. Chris has had a huge influence on my life as my yoga and meditation teacher. We met 8.5 years ago and he has now become a very good friend of mine. I must say that he's one of the best yoga and meditation teachers I've come across. He has a miraculous story to share with you today, so stay tuned until the end of this podcast. Chris James, the founder of the Chris James Mind Body, a company created in 2008, is an authority on how to maintain your mind and body healthy. Chris has a real passion for cooking and good nutrition. So I have invited Chris today due to the alarming and sometimes fatal effects of stress in the workplace. An article in a British newspaper revealed that the workforce is under pressure more than ever. According to the mental health charity Mind, 1 in 6 employees experiences stress, depression, and anxiety. I believe that an increasing number of people don't know how to best manage stress. So, how can you create more balance in your life and minimize the feeling of being stressed out, overwhelmed, and drained? Please help me welcome Chris James to the podcast and let us find out. Hi Chris, welcome to the Everyday Life Balance podcast. Episode 1.
Hi Pascal, I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
You are most welcome. For the listeners who are hearing from you for the first time and are not familiar with your work, do you mind sharing what you have been up to over the last couple of years?
Sure, I've been committed to helping people maintain optimum levels of health and vitality and wellness year round, naturally through the product range that we stock. The Clean Break retreats, workshops and masterclasses and articles in various health magazines and my blog of course. And my focus has been on good gut and digestive health as key to maintaining optimum vitality and longevity.
I know how committed you are to keeping us all healthy, young and energized. And there was a time in your life when you were critically ill and you had to rebuild yourself mentally and physically. And we look forward to hearing your story at the end of this podcast. So first of all, thank you for sharing your expertise with our listeners today by revealing 5 ways we can keep the body and mind in balance. Do you mind sharing with us the first way we can do so?
Sure. I would say the first way is good nutrition, in particular the acid-alkaline body balance. So for the body to function optimally, it's important to maintain the correct balance of acidity versus alkalinity. So the healthy human body has a pH of about 7.3, 7.4, or about the same as seawater. Therefore, the basic dietary principle for a healthy life is to reduce acid-forming foods and replace them with simple alkalizing ones that require the least amount of energy to digest, if that makes sense.
So what are alkaline-forming foods?
Well, Pascal, the basic rule is to eat as much fresh, organic, raw fruit and vegetables as possible. So raw foods are bursting with active enzymes, which are vital to a healthy diet. They deliver vitamins, minerals and antioxidants straight to the body, which rebuilds and rebalances the entire system. Acid-forming foods, on the other hand, include things like meat, fish, poultry, eggs, grains and legumes. So my question to you is, are you stocking in your kitchen the right foods? I have identified 14 foods that fight common ailments, and you can read them in my blog.
So it's true that in times of stress, we tend to pay less attention to eating healthily because we are most of the time in a hurry, aren't we?
Correct.
In your opinion, what is the second way we can keep the mind and body in balance?
Well, Pascal, I'd recommend regular exercise. So most of all, what people tend to forget is that exercise stimulates serotonin, the feel-good hormone. Our body likes movement, therefore our body and mind are happy when we move and exercise. So as a yoga teacher, I'd advocate mind-body cleanse yoga for anti-aging because it can be done anytime and just about anywhere. It's a low-impact way to strengthen and stretch not just the body, but even the brain too. So in yoga we talk about, the body as a muscle too, as well as the brain. In areas with great yogic influence, in some parts of India for example, the average lifespan is much longer than that of Western Europe and the US. Despite limited or no affordable healthcare for the average person on the street, there's no NHS in India, that's for sure. So yoga has been shown to decelerate the aging process by the positive impact the practice has upon the body in a holistic sense. So it tones soft tissue, it can help to reduce fat and slow weight gain, particularly around the middle. Yoga can strengthen your back and shoulders and also help with balance. Yoga can calm your heart rate and ease your mind. So this in turn promotes bodily as well as spiritual peace. Yoga can improve your posture. This is important because bad posture can contribute to poor health and is symptomatic of an aging body.
Talking about bodily and spiritual peace, I think this is probably my favorite part in the yoga session. Tell us more about how yoga can strengthen the brain.
So yoga plays a positive role in terms of mental health. At Jefferson, a medical college in Philadelphia, USA, recently conducted some research on a yoga class and the effects that it had on the brain. The study confirmed that yoga practice actually plays an important role in the balance of the stress hormone cortisol in the brain. So that's to say elevated cortisol levels may actually contribute to memory-related issues such as dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Yoga keeps them checked effectively.
I cannot stress enough how yoga is keeping me young and healthy. Therefore, I cannot recommend it enough for everyday life balance. What is the third way to mind and body balance?
The third way is relaxation. Adequate sleep is instrumental in mind and body balance. Sleep is as necessary for good health as are nutrition and regular exercise. Yet, I don't know if you knew, Pascal, but an estimated third of adult Britons do not get the restful quality sleep they need every night. So I would say sleep well and you will feel better.
Sleep deprivation is a common problem. So you're talking about an estimated third of adult Britons not getting enough sleep or restful sleep. That's amazing. Do you have any tips on how to enhance sleep then?
Yes, of course. Let me share 4 tips with you. I'd say consistency is key. So you want to get up about the same time every day if you can. Go to bed only when you are sleepy. And establish relaxing pre-sleep rituals like taking a warm bath, eating a light bedtime snack or reading for a few minutes. A short visualization meditation helps too. So exercise regularly, but confine vigorous exercise to the early hours. 6 or more hours before bedtime is about the limit that I set my clients. And limit mild exercise to at least 4 hours before bedtimes. These are just a few of many tips, Pascal.
Okay, so Chris, so far you have shared 3 ways to keep the mind, body in balance as firstly, good nutrition, secondly, regular exercise, and thirdly, adequate sleep. What is the 4th way to keep the mind and body in balance?
Well, the 4th way is mind training or meditation. So with the effects of stress having far-reaching effects on both body and mind, meditation could prove to be a much needed ally, I feel, in stopping them in their tracks. So do you know that, for example, Forbes recently reported that Brown University have found a convincing link between mindfulness and improved cardiovascular health?
Wow, that's really great news. So mindfulness is a very, very popular process. So what are, in your opinion, the true benefits of meditation?
I think the main one to me is the gift of presence. So meditation is an art that calms the soul and relaxes the mind, promoting internal mental spaciousness in which troubles and fears no longer look so menacing. The creative answers can naturally develop besides a confident detachment that provides better objectivity and perspective in life. And along with a brain boost, it's been demonstrated that meditation increases brain size. This is referred to as neuroplasticity. And researchers at Harvard, Yale, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have found the evidence that meditation can alter the physical structure of our brains. The brain scans they conducted revealed that experienced meditators boasted increased thickness in parts of the brain that deal with attention and processing sensory input. So the structure of an adult brain can change in response to repeated practice. It's quite amazing, that I think.
So your main focus has been to help people keep their gut and digestive system healthy. How does this contribute to creating mind-body balance?
That's an interesting question, Pascale. Good gut and healthy digestive system are key to maintaining optimal vitality and longevity. So you're not so much what you eat, you are what you can absorb and assimilate. So it's been scientifically proven that our gut is our second brain, and it's therefore very important to look after it. So for hundreds of years, people have believed that the gut interacts with the brain to influence health and disease. The brain can also interact and affect the gut. Depression treatments that target the mind can unintentionally impact the gut, and medics intending to cause chemical changes in the mind often provoke GI issues or gastrointestinal issues as a side effect, such as IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. So interesting enough, the UCLA's Mayer's work with the gut's nervous system has led him to think that in coming years psychiatry will need to expand to treat the second brain in addition to the one on top of the shoulders. So at least 70% of our immune system resides in the gut. Here the immune system expels and kills foreign invaders, and cutting-edge research has currently investigated how the second brain mediates the body's immune response. And of course, last but not least, 95% of the body's serotonin is found in the bowels. As you know, serotonin is responsible for the feeling of happiness and well-being, the popular theory being that it gets made in the brain because it determines our moods and emotions. But surprisingly, in fact, most of the total amount of serotonin in our bodies is manufactured by the nerve cells of our gut. So this serotonin, as you probably are aware, prevents depression, regulates sleep, appetite, and regulates body temperature too. But its influence stretches far beyond that. Serotonin is also involved in repairing damaged cells in the liver and lungs and for normal development of the heart.
This is such an important piece of information. So it has been scientifically proven that our gut is our second brain. 70% of our immune system resides in the gut, and that 95% of the body's serotonin resides in the bowels. We often worry about keeping the liver healthy. However, it is vital that you go with the gut.
Absolutely, go with your gut and keep it healthy.
Now the time has come for you to share with our listeners how you regained mind-body balance after a near-fatal accident in the year 2000.
Sure. So I endured the same injuries as Christopher Reeve, the late Superman, back in the year 2000. The only difference actually between Christopher Reeve's injuries and my own were that my spinal column didn't sever, but I did sustain pretty much the same injuries that he did in terms of a fracture to CTC in 3 and 4 and a dislocation. However, I was very lucky to learn all about yoga meditation in India, so I pulled on everything that I learnt in India, and I galvanised my resources and tapped into the wealth of experience that I had from living in India and studying with masters, etc. And I used these abilities to learn to heal my body. So the doctors and nurses at the time were astounded at my speed of recovery. In fact, my orthopaedic surgeon suggested that my neck was made of concrete or something, but obviously it wasn't. But I did explain to him that I'd been practicing yoga for quite some time.
So you are a real testament of resilience. Your story also reveals how powerful our mind and body are, doesn't it? This incident had a great impact on you physically and mentally. What was instrumental in your recovery?
Instrumental in my recovery, I think, really was to have faith, to have a positive mental attitude, I think it also really helped after a couple of days in hospital. All my friends appeared around my bedside, and my family and everything, and were rooting for me, which was really special to me and gave me a lot of strength. Yes, and I never really doubted that I should be there. I always felt that I was meant to be there, and that I really just had to get on with it and recover.
Chris, thank you for sharing this story with us. So to recap, you have identified 5 ways to keep our mind and body in balance as good nutrition, regular exercise, relaxation, meditation, and keeping the gut healthy. So now tell us a little bit more about your products and services and how our listeners can benefit from them and where they can find them.
Okay, so our products are available in flagship stores and online. They include our signature product, 12 Days Cleanse, which is a structured, gentle cleanse that has been designed for anyone who is serious about becoming healthier and wishes to find greater mind and body balance. Our other products include a 3-day shorter cleanse, so ideal for anti-aging, and probiotic, brilliant biotic, a green supplement, gorgeous green, inner leaf aloe vera gel called Hello Hello, and a multivit, so a range that will equip you to live at your optimal levels of health and vitality.
Is there anything else you wish to share with our listeners?
If you'd actually like to come to one of my workshops or masterclasses in London, I do masterclasses and workshops, and I also teach my weekend detox breaks. I partner with Champneys Forest Mere, which is down in Hampshire. I do them every quarter. So yeah, you must come and catch me there.
Okay, you heard him. So Chris, thank you again for sharing with our listeners your insight on how to keep the mind and body in balance. If you could incorporate one of the 5 ways Chris talked about, you are on your way to creating greater balance in your life. Chris, it's been a real pleasure to connect with you, and thank you again for the impact you are having on my life and others through your dedicated work. Thank you for being a bright, shining star.
You are most welcome, Pascale. It's a real pleasure for me to share this information with your listeners. Thank you.
Please check Chris James's website for more information on how to keep your mind and body in balance at www.chrisjamesmindbody.com, and follow him on Facebook and Twitter. Do plug in with what Chris is up to, because he provides a lot of value, great articles, great products, and lots of recipes. Once again, thank you to you, our listeners. Thank you, Chris, and talk to you soon. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. For practical information on how you can create lasting change, what I would like to do is to give you a free gift, a workbook and audio download on the top 10 solutions to creating lasting change. This will help you attain sustainable and tangible results if you want to improve the quality of your life. In order to do that, go to my homepage, pascalegibon.com. PascaleGibon.com, and click on Yes, Send It Now. Thank you for reviewing and rating the Everyday Life Balance podcast on iTunes, and thank you for subscribing to this podcast so that you can continue to get training each time I release a new episode. I look forward to connecting with you next week, and as always, yes, you can dream it, create it, live it.